17 and a half years, 4 kids, and I begged you to take us or to take me and to do those kinds of trips and to spend that kind of time with us. And it was always no. And now you're giving this woman everything that I begged you for.
Now, I want you to go back and watch her entire video. I'll tag her down below, but she's upset because for 17 years while she was married, she wanted her husband to take her out of the country to go do other things, and he never did. It's only after their divorce is he taking, I believe, his new girlfriend or fiance out of the country with their kids, and she's upset about that. So from a man's standpoint, again, I'm not speaking directly with her situation, but in general, from a man's standpoint, this is what's going on. Now, what she's feeling is the equivalent of what men feel when after we're divorced, the ex-wives drop a lot of weight and look super sexy. We're sitting here thinking, where was that effort when we were married? Why are you doing it only after we're divorced? Now, I don't have that answer, but to the ladies watching, why is that? Well, whatever that answer is, it's the equivalent of why this man didn't try in his marriage and why most men don't. Now, I'm going to take a shot in the dark here and say most of us have the same answer, is that we didn't feel appreciated while we were married. Now, a lot of you women are probably thinking, well, how does a man arrive to the point where he doesn't want to try, or maybe he doesn't feel appreciated? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I'm going to give you some real world examples. While I was married, believe it or not, I thought of myself to be a hopeless romantic the first 5 years of marriage. Get this, one day the ex-wife said, hey, I really like this album. She's raving about it. So one day I surprised her with the CD and I gift it, and she comes home, she looks at it, she goes, I didn't want the CD, I wanted the tape. Don't you listen? I'm like, oh. There were many times I cleaned the house, folded everything, put everything away, and only to come home to hear, you cleaned it wrong. You folded the towels wrong. I'm like, oh. Imagine years of that. And then imagine having reservations at a fancy Mexican restaurant for your 5th year anniversary to have mariachis walk out to play your wedding song, Cien Años, for her, and then to kind of dance and celebrate the moment at the restaurant, only to hear in the car, don't you ever embarrass me like that again. Like, what do you mean? You know how I am in front of people. Don't you dare do that to me again. I'm like, oh. At that point, I stopped caring because I didn't feel appreciated. So I stopped. The point of all this is, if your husband or wife is making efforts, thank them. If it's not exactly what you wanted, thank them anyway and shut your mouth, because again, they went out of the way to do something small for you. And if they don't feel appreciated, they'll stop. Why bother if you're just going to hurt them?
You don't even know how to engage a man in a friendly way. What you dressed up for? What you looking all good for? Who he think he is? Instead of saying, damn, that's a good looking man. Oh, my God. Instead of giving a man a nice compliment, you ready to throw an insult, because that's how you learn how to get along. Because what? Most of your relationship skills are just what? Like a man. You've learned how to become, you interact in the world like a man, but you've lived your life like a man. Prioritize provision, the job, and being independent. Well, that's what you got. So that is why so many women over age 40 are angry, upset, mad, when men are happy. Men are happy. What are men happy about? Because many of them, 51% are single and childless, 64% in the middle class, are happy that they didn't have a child out of wedlock with a woman, so they're not paying any child support. They're happy that they have options in their 40s, especially the childless men have all the options in the world. And the majority of these men are in good shape, better shape than you. They are better at it. And see, the problem is women over 40 who fall into this category, instead of taking a unflinching inventory, a real gut check of what's going on, they walk into the marketplace still feeling entitled. What do you bring to the table? And they start telling about their job, their money, their degree, their house, their car, everything else. And those are the things that men don't care about. Men don't care about those things, but that's what you bring to the marketplace.
I really thought being married to an older man would be nice and like all mature and everything. My husband is 38 years old, and I just got back from the grocery store where I had to buy him dino nuggets, and that's what he had for lunch.
So I really like you, but what are we? Yeah, I really like you a lot too, and I have no idea what we are. Can we maybe be like something? No. No, we can't. No. All right. Okay. Don't get me wrong. I like you a lot. I'm just not ready for a relationship. Okay. Yeah, no problem. But like, I want to keep doing like whatever this is. So you want to do all the things that you do in a relationship, but you don't want to be in a relationship. Wow. Yes, exactly. You get it.
With my friends, that was one thing, but going out, that was a complete other. So I didn't do that out of respect for him because he didn't like it, but that just meant that now I'm at home more with you. Now I want to cuddle. Now I want to get on your nerves because you're my only friend and I want to be at the house with you. Yeah. And a year into the relationship, he was like, dang, you hang out with your friends more. They don't want you to go out every once in a while. They don't want you to do this. They don't want you to do that. So men want that until your girlfriend's sitting in your lap 24/7.
I think that's a very confused guy to tell you one thing and then completely revert it, because yeah.
All these guys keep asking, where are the bitches at? Where are the bitches at? But they never look within themselves.
This needs to be said. I'm putting this out in public record because by now we have all seen the Mama Brooke video. We all have an opinion on it. This is my opinion. I have told my husband, I remind him probably once a month, if not more, that if something should ever happen to me, I do not want him to move on. I do not want him to be happy. If anything ever happens to me and you see him moving on and people go, she would have wanted you to be happy. No, I don't. No, I don't. Some other bitch is not raising my kids. I don't care. They go to my mom. My kids automatically go to my mom. All three of them. He has nothing to do with them anymore. My mom will raise my kids. Thank you. You may go move on without my kids. I'm sorry. It's probably selfish, but I do not want him to be happy. And if he does move on, I have reminded him I will haunt his ass until the day that he dies. I will come back and I will haunt him.